Regarding XRP's place in the U.S. payment system, the Fed recently made a shocking announcement. Ignore rumors. We have the formal documentation that explain why SWIFT might be replaced by XRP. Let's begin by delving further into the Federal Reserve's most recent position on cryptocurrencies, particularly as it relates to XRP and the FedNow system. The Fed's decisions and public remarks have a significant impact on the entire financial sector, affecting how banks, companies, and even regular consumers view cryptocurrencies. As the U.S. central bank, the Fed is instrumental in determining the direction of digital assets and payment technologies. As is well known, the financial community has been anxiously awaiting the Fed's next major announcement, particularly with relation to blockchain technology and virtual currencies. Analysts, tech entrepreneurs, and investors are all curious to see if the Fed would adopt these new technologies or adopt a more cautious stance. The stakes are high, and there might be a huge effect on international markets. What's the actual scoop then? We're here to find the truth despite all the hype. There has been a lot of conjecture, but it's important to distinguish fact from fantasy. We'll cut through the clutter and provide you with the most current, reliable information directly from government agencies and business leaders. We'll explain the Fed's official stance on cryptocurrencies, including XRP, in this video, along with why it's crucial for the country's payment system going forward. We'll also look at how the FedNow system might change the flow of money and how it would affect the conventional financial industry's acceptance of digital assets. As we reveal some startling facts that will alter our perspective on the financial industry's future, stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next, regardless of whether you're interested in cryptocurrency or simply want to learn more about the next phase of financial innovation. Let's now discuss the paperwork. We have access to certain important Federal Reserve comments through a number of Freedom of Information Act requests and public filings, which provide a very different picture from what you may have heard on social media or from industry whispers. The Fed's own real-time payment network, FedNow, has said in these official documents that it will not be incorporating blockchain technology into its infrastructure anytime soon. For admirers of XRP, this might sound like bad news, but there's more to the tale. The Fed has been investigating digital currencies, but it is concentrating on developing a system that depends on conventional financial infrastructure rather than embracing decentralized solutions like blockchain-based XRP. The Fed has stated that blockchain and cryptocurrencies are not part of their immediate objectives and that they are currently built to operate within the existing banking system. That does not, however, imply that XRP is completely irrelevant. In reality, XRP may play an even more important role in the long run. FedNow's official position is significant because it establishes the framework for upcoming payments debates. Although FedNow isn't directly integrating blockchain, XRP has a chance to intervene thanks to its ISO 2022 compliance. ISO 2022 is a message standard that is anticipated to become the global standard for financial institutions, for those who are unfamiliar. Because it complies with this standard, XRP is well positioned to support cross-border payments in the future. The foundation being established today is essential for figuring out where things might go in the future. Even if the Fed doesn't embrace blockchain technology right away, Ripple's continuous lobbying activities in Washington are another important component of this puzzle. The business that created XRP, Ripple, has been aggressively advocating for more advantageous cryptocurrency regulatory regimes. Public filings that emphasize Ripple's attempts to sway lawmakers in an attempt to pave the way for XRP's further integration into the U.S. banking system are part of this. Since regulatory obstacles are one of the main issues facing the cryptocurrency business today, these lobbying efforts are crucial. In order to have a better understanding of how the Federal Reserve perceives the changing landscape of digital currencies and assets like XRP, we also asked some experts for their opinions on the matter. The Federal Reserve is undoubtedly keeping an eye on the advancements in the cryptocurrency industry, but they don't anticipate any significant breakthroughs anytime soon, according to a recent CoinDesk report. The Fed is keeping a careful eye on developments, but officials are nonetheless wary, the story emphasizes, stressing that before taking any big actions, the financial system must be secure and stable. Although the Fed is interested in digital currencies, one expert pointed out that they are still closely linked to existing banking institutions and are incorporating blockchain or decentralized technology into mainstream finance cautiously. According to the expert, the Fed's top priority is to prevent any disruptions to the current financial system. It implies that any new technology adoption will be gradual and well assessed. This indicates that although the Fed is keeping an eye on XRP and other digital assets, it is unlikely that they will soon be incorporated into the mainstay of the U.S. payment system. Before making any significant policy changes, the emphasis is still on research, regulatory clarity, and comprehending the long-term effects of digital assets. Of course, we may ignore the regulatory and political obstacles that are in the way. Although Ripple's lobbying activities are undoubtedly beneficial, the U.S. cryptocurrency regulatory landscape is constantly evolving and will be challenging for digital assets like XRP to become widely accepted within the nation's financial system until more precise laws are implemented. Furthermore, the political environment around cryptocurrencies as a whole is still unstable, with regulators and lawmakers continuing to debate the place of digital assets in the U.S. economy. What does all of this ultimately mean for XRP? The usefulness of XRP is still evident in spite of the present difficulties. Its capacity to facilitate quick and inexpensive cross-border transactions is crucial. The architecture of XRP may be crucial in linking banks and financial institutions globally, even if FedNow does not immediately use blockchain. Actually, cross-border payments and remittances have been a major area of concentration for Ripple, which are sectors that digital currencies like XRP are poised to disrupt. As more financial institutions embrace blockchain-based solutions, XRP may eventually emerge as the key to effectively and smoothly transferring funds across international borders. In conclusion, even though the Federal Reserve's present position on blockchain and cryptocurrency may not be favorable for FedNow's quick adoption of XRP, it's critical to remember that the world of digital payments is always changing. Financial institutions and regulatory agencies are still determining